welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and today I'm going to be giving my top tips for how to get back into reading. I was a big reader in my childhood, and then of course the classic tale of school ruining reading happened, and I didn't read for like 7 years probably. And just last spring was when I got back into reading, and I'm having the time of my life again. So I just thought I would give some of my tips and advice for anybody else who's looking to get back into reading. I don't really think this video needs much more introing, so let's just get right into the tips. My first tip isn't really a tip, it's more just like a sentiment, and that sentiment is that reading is supposed to be fun. You don't have to read a set amount of books in a year. You don't even have to read a set amount of books in a month or a week. You don't have to read certain books like what everybody else is reading. Reading is supposed to be fun, and it's up to you to determine what a fun amount or what kind of reading is fun for you. So reading is very personal and it's supposed to be fun. So go into this rediscovering reading journey with no expectations and no pressure. Just wanted to get that out of the way at the beginning. You're probably going to roll your eyes at my first tip, but it's to just start reading. You kind of just have to commit to doing it at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, get a book that interests you. You could purchase one. Maybe you already have one in your house. You could also use your local library if you don't want to spend any money. Find a book that really interests you, and set aside some time in your day that you're going to sit down and you're going to read. Like, designate a little part of your day to starting. And you might have to do that for the first couple days before you get used to it, or before you get into like a little routine of reading. But I think at the beginning you just have to kind of set out some time and start. You can think about all the books you're going to read. You can imagine yourself reading. You can watch cute little reading vlogs on YouTube and TikTok, all you want, but like if you actually want to start reading, you have to set aside that chunk of time and you have to pick up the book and open it and read the first page, and then you have to read the second page and the third page. Like, you do actually have to commit to it. Now, reading should not be a commitment. It should be fun, like I said, but I'm just saying at first, I think you might have to kind of force yourself to make the habit of it, or kind of force yourself to just start. But once you start, I promise that it is fun. When I got back into reading, I started with a few books that my friends recommended to me, and then I moved on to books that I had seen online and like wanted to know what all the hype was about. So I started with books that really excited me. So that's kind of my next piece of advice, is start with a book that really excites you. That will help you form the habit to have something that you're like looking forward to. If you don't want to read like popular books, you can just, go to a bookstore, pick one that excites you there. Again, whatever works for you. Pick a book that you like can't wait to start, because that will help motivate you. Now, what if you don't know what books you're gonna like? I have a tip for that. Read a genre that you already know you like. If you like scary movies, start with a thriller. If you like murder mystery board games, start with a mystery novel. If you like a rom-com or maybe a dating show, start with a romance novel. If you sit down and think about it, you probably already have a good idea of what your book taste is going to be based on things that you already enjoy. If you don't know where to start with something that you already know you'll probably enjoy. And then we can branch out from there, but like I keep saying, start with something that is going to really get you excited about reading. My next tip is to read different things, which that's kind of like a blanket statement. So let me go into more detail. Try reading paperbacks. If you don't like a paperback, try reading a hardcover. If you don't like physical books, try an audiobook or a Kindle. There's lots of different formats you can try. And then if you don't like the genre you started with, try a different one. Just try things out until you find whatever suits you the best. Also, you don't have to like choose one thing. Like, I sometimes will listen to an audiobook and then the next week I'll be reading a physical book, and then it's just whatever you feel like. But when you're first starting out, you kind of have to try everything and see what you like. Because I know people that hate audiobooks. I know people that hate physical books and they only do audiobooks. I know people who bought a Kindle and they get every last penny out of that subscription because they lay in their bed on their Kindle for 16 hours a day. But, you know, you won't know what you like until you try. So, yeah, try lots of different things. I mentioned your local library earlier in this video, but I'm just gonna kind of re-bring it up. Reading can be an expensive hobby. You know, have to buy all these books, or you have to pay for a Kindle subscription or a subscription to an audiobook service, and maybe you want to get back into reading, but you don't know if you want to commit to like spending money on it yet. Your local library. Everybody's got one. It's super great. Most libraries also have a website, and they have like almost every book under the sun. Also, most libraries will get new releases fairly quickly. Yeah, they'll usually have what you want. Also, most libraries will have like audiobooks you can get for free. Like, it's a very good option if you're not sure you want to put your money into it yet. Yeah, I'm a big library advocate. I get books there when I don't know if I'm gonna like them, because I'm like, I don't want to pay for something that I don't know if I'm gonna like. And then if I do like the book, I buy a physical copy, kind of like a trophy. But I'm a big library user. It's super great. It's free. They're fun. I mean, go into a library. You can't be unhappy. Yeah, libraries are great. Utilize them. My next little piece of advice is you don't have to finish the books that you start. If you start a book and you hate it, you can just close it and put it away. You don't have to finish. You can move on to looking for something else that you like. I definitely recommend doing this when you're first getting back into reading, because forcing yourself to read through a book that you don't like can lead to burnout, and that's something that we want to prevent from happening. So yeah, just a little reminder that you don't have to finish every book that you start. Maybe that reminder is also for me, because I have a problem where even if a book is so horrible and it's like making my eyes bleed to continue it, I have to know how it ends. I don't know like psychologically what that is, but I have a problem with not finishing. But if you're a normal person and you can just, you know, casually not finish a book, then utilize that gift and don't waste your time. I'm gonna say it again, reading is supposed to be fun. Don't torture yourself like I do. Something that helps me really get in the reading mood is to consume cute, bookish reading content, such as reading vlogs, book recommendation videos, any sort of cute little aesthetic reading video on social media. Really makes me want to pick up a book. I don't know why, maybe it's FOMO, but I just thought I would bring up that it can be very motivational to watch somebody else read. Just like, you know when you see like a cleaning video on TikTok and you're like, I have to clean my whole house. The same applies to reading. So sometimes when I'm in like a reading slump, I'll watch somebody else's vlog of them like reading a ton, like making a ton of progress, and I'm like, okay, I'm back. So watching cutesy little reading content can be very helpful, and it's also just fun. My next tip is, when you're first starting to get back into it, try to read for 5 to 10 minutes every morning and then 5 to 10 minutes every night. Just dedicate your time to that, and eventually it'll become a habit, or you'll get really hooked on the plot of your book and you'll like need to finish. But set aside that time to just dedicate to reading, like 5-10 minutes twice, even once a day, better than nuts a day. Also, a lot of the time I get stuck because I'm like, I don't want to read. I would rather lay in bed and scroll through TikTok. Like, I don't want to read. But I'll say, you know, I say, Katie, that's not good for you. You've already scrolled through TikTok for 6 hours. Let's try to read for 5 minutes. And then I read for 5 minutes and I find that I don't want to stop. And then I keep reading. And then there's days where I'm like, thank God the 5 minutes is over. It just kind of depends on your mood. But I find that setting aside time and even just setting a timer and just reading for that amount of time can like get you going. And my last tip is to set your atmosphere. Go to a cute little sitting area of your house. Maybe you can set up a cute little sitting area of your house. Light a candle. Make yourself a cute little tea or a cute little drink. Maybe you can listen to music while reading. I can't, but if you can, maybe put on some background music. Get a soft fuzzy blanket. Like, set the vibe. Dedicate that time and dedicate that space and create that energy. That was so hippie. I'm so sorry. But you know what I mean, like immerse yourself into the reading experience, like give it your all. It can make the experience much more relaxing and also much more fun than just being like, yeah, I'm gonna sit at my kitchen table and read, which is nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But I feel like when I kind of set everything up and I make it all cute, I make it all cozy, it's like this is my reading time. And it helps me like get in that zone. So that is all that I have for today. I hope that these tips were helpful. I hope that you are going to get back into reading because it's so much fun. Yeah, if you like this video, you should like it. Also comment so I know to keep making other videos like this. You could also subscribe if you want to. I post bookish content. I post about reading, obviously. Do reading vlogs, book recommendations, and then I also post about writing, such as writing tips, writing vlogs, stuff like that. So anything to do with a book, from writing it to reading it, I talk about it. So if that's up your alley, you should subscribe. I post at least once a week, sometimes more. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Happy reading, and I hope you have a really great day. Bye!